Can I take this time to make a public announcement, or does Derek have to be here?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so we were gonna make the announcement earlier. Many of you heard of the new mask order that took place, came into effect today. We just want to let everyone know that the mask order was done to slow the spread of the coronavirus. Massachusetts is still number 3, with only New York and New Jersey being higher. So what they're trying to do is try to bring down those numbers. What they didn't really say a lot about was that primarily wearing a mask does not prevent you from social distancing. The primary thing to do is to still use social distancing. You only should be wearing the mask when you cannot social distance. So we want to make it clear that, we can't let up on the social distancing just because more people are wearing masks. That's not the way to do it. And also, with the wearing of masks, they recommend reusable masks. They don't recommend to keep reusing disposable masks. Most of the disposables, the N95s, those are for health workers and first responders. We ask people to use reusable masks, ones that you can wash regularly, and ones that have a clear inside and outside. I know a lot of people use scarves or use handkerchiefs. That works, but the only thing there is if you take it off and put it back on, sometimes you're putting the outside on the inside, and you don't want to do that. You have to consider that the outside is, once you wear it, the outside is dirty and should never touch the inside of your mouth afterwards. So there is some mask training that a lot of people don't have, and you can find a lot on the internet about how to wear masks properly. And you should never really touch the outside of a mask. You should use the strings or the elastics that go around your ears when you're putting them on and off. Mainly touch those. And just in general, Derek was asking earlier about when we're going to open up. The state's made it very clear. We're going to open up when the numbers come down. And we're the ones who can control when the numbers come down. So for all social distancing, that means we can open up sooner. And we all want to open up as soon as we can. So that just means we all have to do our part social distancing. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, I'd just like to add too that the masks really protect other people from you, not you from other people. So especially in stores, somebody goes into one of our convenience stores or liquor stores or inside one of the gas stations after they get gas. It's very important that, these people are working. A lot of them don't make a lot of money, and they're in there risking their lives to sell us food. And in my opinion, they should be treated the same respect as they're essential workers. I mean, we wouldn't be eating without them. So, it's one thing walking down the street or someplace, but when you go into a store, especially in our town, please, just show that you're respecting everybody else and wear the mask.
Derek, are you here?
Yes, I think I'm back.
Yep, we got you.
Okay. No camera, but just on my phone. Hopefully this one doesn't.
Sounds much more stable.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you get most of the first stuff I was saying when I opened the meeting, or did everything go blank?
Hey, we lost most of it.
Okay. Have we gone on to the first thing on the agenda yet, or did we just have the discussion with the order of the masks?
Yeah, I just was trying to fill some time, so I was just making an announcement about masks.
Okay. Should I start the opening of the meeting again now, if that was all lost?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll start now then. I'm calling the Lakeville Board of Health meeting to order. It's Wednesday, May 6th, 2020, 6:23 p.m. Is there anyone recording this other than LakeCAM? I hear no one. You still hearing me? this time?
Yep, I got you.
Yep.
All right, I'll go through the members again just quickly. This is Derek Maxim, Chairman of the Board of Health. Permit me to confirm all members, staff, and persons anticipated on the meeting are present. Bob Lucci,
Present.
Chris Spratt,
Present.
Health Agent Edward Cullen,
Present.
SFG Engineering, Brad,
Present.
Zenith Consulting Engineers, Niles,
Present.
Foresight Engineering, Darren, you there?
Here.
Okay. This meeting of the Lakeville Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the COVID-19 virus. The order, which you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely, so long as reasonable public access is afforded so the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. First on the agenda, 1 Carriage House Drive, meet with SFG to discuss local upgrade requests. Brad, you there?
I'm here.
I'll turn it over to you, Brad.
Okay, we have an existing 4-bedroom home. Currently has a 1,000-gallon or 1,500-gallon tank located to the west side of the house that goes out front to a seepage pit. That pit has failed. We tried digging in the front yard to the east of the water service, and we hit nothing but junk. So we went to the backyard where we dug 2 holes. It's very tight back there because of a steep slope off that back left side and a well to the abutting property to the east. So we originally had hoped to do a longer, narrower system to meet setbacks, but we couldn't because of that well and the sloping. So I'm proposing a system in the backyard, a brand new 2-compartment, 1,500-gallon septic tank, 5 rows of 7 infiltrated quick 4+ chambers. Requesting a local upgrade to allow the chambers to be 11 feet off that fireplace, which would consist of a cellar wall instead of the required 20. The reason for that is that any further back would put us over that edge of that slope. There's also an old garage foundation of some sort back in the woods there. And then we have that well to the right that limits where we can go easterly. So I really kind of fit this in as best I could without getting too far down that slope. So once again, my request for the local upgrade is to allow the SAS to be 11 feet off the cellar wall instead of the required 20.
Okay. Edward, do you have any comments on this one before we discuss it?
No, I think he summed it up pretty good. Like you said, the main thing is he tried to keep away from that well. And like I said, he doesn't want to go into that slope, which would mean cutting down a lot of trees, put a lot of fill or retaining wall or something like that. And, so I understand what he's doing.
Okay. Is there a concern with that 11 feet to the foundation? Is that a full foundation with a full basement?
It is, however, the base of the system is at elevation proposed at 100.5. The cellar floor is at elevation 100.84. So this being a field where it's bottom area only, it's actually below the cellar floor elevation.
All right, should we put a liner on that side, or do you think it's all right?
I think it's all right because it's below that cellar floor. If it were higher, then I would have proposed a liner, but it's not. It's below the cellar floor. So unless it can run uphill, I really don't see there being an issue.
Okay.
That was going to be my same
Chris?
thing as what Bob said was maybe a liner, but yeah, if it's low enough, but that sounds good to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that also. I don't see much other, either that or you need a variance to that well to move it back further or move that foundation. What is that existing structure? Is it just a foundation or?
Yeah, it's just a foundation. There is no structure on it. It looks like it might have been a small 1-car garage at one time. But there's nothing on it now. In fact, we didn't even see it when we were doing the perk test because it's overgrown. But we found it when we were doing our field work. I don't see anything going there. You've got about a 4-foot high timber retaining wall at the end of the driveway that, there's no vehicle's going to get up and get back there.
Okay.
Is everyone
All
good?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'll make a motion for 1 Carriage House Drive that we allow a reduction from the house to the house foundation to the leach field from 20 feet to 11 feet.
Second that.
I believe the plan does say 10 feet. I think you got a 1-foot margin of error. Brad, is that correct? Would you like to go?
That's correct.
Oh, okay, the
Actually-
notes I'm reading said 11, so I'll amend it to 20 feet to 10.
In the plan view, it says 11.
Yes. Yeah, I requested the upgrade for 10 feet, but I'm showing 11 just to give me, as Derek said, an extra foot of leeway in case they miss a little bit.
Okay, well, I amended the motion from 20 feet to 10.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor, Bob Palucci,
Aye.
Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Derek Maxim, aye.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you
Brad.
very much.
Next on the agenda, 70 Main Street. Meet with Zenith Consulting Engineers to discuss local upgrade requests. Niles, I believe you out there?
Yes, sir.
I'll turn it over to you first, Niles.
Great. For the record, Niall Zager from Zenith. Everybody can see the plan, I assume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually
So,
have a copy of it in front of me.
okay. So I've got, what this is if anybody's aware, it's Lakeville, it's where Lakeville hair cutting is. And there's also a realty/retail office to the left side of it here. And this is where the hair cutting place is here. The property owner is actually selling the property and needs to upgrade the system. Currently, what we're doing is we're proposing, we're holding the 3 chairs for the barber shop because I believe the new owner plans to keep those 3 existing chairs and to hopefully use it as a barber shop. And then the existing office space is going to be used as well. I believe, for a realty company. So what that basically does is it gives us a design flow of 500 gallons a day. And what we've done is we've proposed a Presby system in the rear, basically 15 feet off the back here. We're over 100 feet from all the wells, getting everything as far away as we can. In doing so, what this has done is we were asking for a reduction from 4 feet to 2 feet, which is allowed by Presby in their design manual. In their approval in the remedial use. What we're actually providing about 2.8, almost 2.9 feet of separation. So what this does is it allows us to put this in without a pump system. That's really about it. I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Okay, thank you. I guess I just have a couple. Edward had brought up some points on a couple of the public wells within the 400 feet. I don't know if they're on your plan. Edward, were they on the plan or you just saw them? There's one across the street.
Yeah, he has the 100-foot well radius setback, but they are public wells. So that's actually this is from Oliver there. So this is his lot here. And these actually, since they're public wells, they have a much larger radius than a private well. Now, he's not within the setback. The setback is 100, so he's not asking for that. But the 400 feet is a nitrogen sensitive area. It's called the interim wellhead protection area. So it is a area of greater concern. But like I said, he's not actually asking for a setback. He's meeting the 100-foot setback, which is the zone 1, but he's not meeting the 400-foot setback of the IWPA, which, like I said, it is allowed what he's doing under the Presby approval of the 2 feet. But it was just the combination of you're getting a 40% reduction, you're getting it in field size, you're getting a 2-foot reduction in groundwater, and you're in a nitrogen sensitive area that I just wanted to bring to the board to make you aware of it before making the decision.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Okay, now, Niles, a quick question. I see you have almost a 9-inch drop coming from the building into the tank with a clean out. Is there any way we could eliminate that 9-inch drop to raise this up a little higher and make it still go gravity? So reasoning why?
It was for buoyancy, but to get the cover over it. But if the board, I looked at I'm looking at it. I could put some sort of a concrete ballast on top of the tank, and I could probably pick up the tank about, like 8/10 or so, which would be about, 10 inches. And then, but that still won't get me where we need to be, but it'd be closer. It would be closer.
Right.
You also got like the slope from the tank to the D box is at 1.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could you gain anything there?
I can go to 1%. I usually just hate to do that, especially on a long run. But if that's something that the board wants to gain a couple extra inches over functionality, then that's something that we can do and avoid the the request altogether. I can do that, yes. It's just
I
that-
personally like having a little bit extra pitch on the pipe, but I think raising that tank, like Derek said, is probably a good idea.
It'll get us much closer as far as the separation goes. I would be able to raise it up. Right now I have 18 inches of cover approximately. I only need a minimum of 9 inches, but if I do a 9-inch, let's say I do a 9-inch, concrete slab for ballast over the top of it, then what I could do, then I need at least 3 inches of binder / top coat. So it would that'd put me about a foot. So I'd be able to buy about a little over a half a foot to 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches of cover. Raise that up. So that would definitely make it better.
Okay. With the ballast you're talking about, Niles, what are you using for a water table? Are you using a water table at the perks out at 96.5? I mean, you didn't have any water table elevations up at the 98 where the tank is, am I correct?
That's correct. I was holding up another foot above at the 98, kind of following that grade.
Okay.
I just trying to be safe.
Yep.
I really don't. It's in a parking lot. I just rather just be safe than sorry. We are providing an H20 tank, but even with an H20 tank, and if it's in the water table at all, you got to provide the buoyancy, and I assume that tank is fully submerged. So what we've done is, we provided it with 18 inches of cover. Gives us that calculation assumes that there's no covers on the tank. The tank is empty. It assumes worst case scenario.
Okay. Is there a grease trap or anything there for the barber sinks like they have to have in hair salons?
No, because there was no, there's no hair dyeing or anything like that that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But they do plan on keeping it as a barber shop only, not a hair salon?
You're correct. That's what I've been told, is that they're looking to keep the 3 barber chairs that are there currently they're there.
Okay. And I just like to make sure that the owner is aware, or the buyer is aware, if this is being sold, that it cannot be turned into a hair salon, because it would need a tight tank. The hair salon for hair dyeing. So as long as they are aware of it, will not be allowed with this current proposed septic repair.
I've already made them very much aware of that.
Okay. Chris, do you have any comments on this one?
No, nothing. I was thinking about the same things you guys were talking about. Was just that separational water table, and I think, yeah, the further we can get it away, the better. Especially with the amount of wells out there and with the nitrogen sensitive area and this, it seems like there's more and more activity going on along this street. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's more stuff down the road. We can keep it clean. The cleaner, the better.
Okay.
So Mr. Chairman,
Niall.
I guess I'd like to just, if it's okay, I'd like to modify, I can revise the plan to get that as far up, as much separation as I can. I'll modify that ballast, and then what I'd like, what I can do is request, less of a reduction on the plan as well.
Okay, is there a way we can make a motion and approve it tonight pending the revised plan, so we don't have to come back to this? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Edward, are you okay with that?
Yeah, and like I said, as long as he makes an effort to raise it up some, I'll just inform you guys, and then I can approve it when it comes in as the revised version.
Okay. How would we like to make the motion? Would we like to make it as this request here, but change it as high as we can prior to, or do you want to pick a different number? Is that something you can do, Niles, or you can't do that quick? You don't really know what the number would be.
I mean, I can probably request up to, I could probably provide, to be safe, can we do 3 feet? And I think it'll be more than that, but can I request the 3 feet just to be safe?
I would be okay with that. I mean, again, as long as you go as high as you can. But
I think it's going to be
are you
close
okay
to
with
3.5. I think it's going to be close to 3.5, but and I will do like I said, I will do my best to get as much out of it as possible. But I would like to just have a little bit of flexibility in case there's something I'm missing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Chris, you fine with that?
Yep.
Okay. I have no other comments on this one besides that. Somebody like to make a motion on this one?
Chris, have you been writing this stuff down?
Trying to find the plan. I had the plan pulled up and I can't go back to my screen.
All right, I have the plan in front of me. I'll make the motion. I make a motion to approve the septic repair for 70 Main Street with the local upgrade approval from Title V from 4 feet from high groundwater to 3 feet. And they're going to revise the plan as submitted to a new one and raise the tank as high as they can to make the system work gravity.
You entertained that motion, right?
No, I actually just made the motion. I did not entertain it.
Oh, all right. I didn't know you were supposed to, but that's fine. I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Bob Palucci,
Aye.
Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Derek Maxim, aye. Thank you, Niles.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
You too.
Next on the agenda, 25 Old Powder House Road, meet with Foresight Engineering to discuss local upgrade requests. Darren, are you out there?
I am.
I'll turn it over to you, Darren.
All right. So this is an existing house with a severe water table issue. We have an existing 4-bedroom dwelling, well in the front yard. And Ed will tell you when we put the bucket in the ground, we hit water at 18 inches. So our pipe coming out of the house is already lower than the water table. So all my tanks are under the water. So we're putting in H20 with variances to those to the water table with rubber boots and clamps. I placed the tanks underneath the fill for the mounted system to help hold them down as ballast. We have a raised leach field, almost 4.5 feet above existing grade, with a retaining wall in the back line. Affects no abutters. It'll definitely take some creative grading around the house to get the water away. Although we really don't have any other options with the location of the well. Going longer and skinnier just makes more trees disappear. It doesn't really change the flatness of the lot. So I think this is the best we can do. If anyone has any questions, I'm more than welcome to answer them.
How far are you
Okay.
from the back nine's public water supply?
I'm pretty far away. They're way up on the other side of the road. I'm over 400 feet.
Okay.
I've actually got it pulled up right now. Once Ed mentioned that, I pulled it up.
Yeah.
Ed, do you have any comment on this one before we discuss?
No, pretty much what he said. The water table's really high, so we couldn't do the perk. We did do a second pit, but we had intrusion from the existing thing, so that's why there was only the one pit. And he mentioned why the cover over the tanks, and like I said, I think the cover over the tanks is a good thing as well. It'll keep them weighted down. And then, like I said, tanks are within 12 inches, so there's really nothing we can do about that. So pretty much all the variances, all the requests are justified.
Okay. And the inside plumbing, Darren, there's no way to get that any higher? They're pretty much
It's
locked in
already
where they
like
are?
2 feet, Derek. Yeah, there's no way. It's literally barely in the ground behind the house.
Okay.
I don't know if this was just the construction of everything changed the water table, or someone really just blew it back 30 years ago.
Okay. And it looks like a very large system. So you had a
Yeah,
pretty
we have
bad
very
perk
poor
rate.
soils. The 30-minute rate in a 4-bedroom house doesn't help. So it's only as big as it needs to be. I didn't oversize it to a 5 or anything. We're right at the 4 to make the rows even.
Okay. And you don't need any concrete on the tank because of the weight, the dirt on top?
That's right. Yeah. So by the time we build that mound, we'll have almost 2.5 to 3.5 feet over both those tanks of dirt. So more than enough
Okay.
ballast to hold the empty tank in place.
Okay. I don't have any other comments on this one. Bob, do you?
No, I'm okay with it.
Chris?
Same. I'm all set.
Okay. And did you confirm that 400 feet, Darren? We're definitely, that wellhead's
Yes.
way up and away?
Their well is almost on the back property line of the golf course.
Okay.
I can give you a minute.
Chris, do you have this plan in front of you pulled up, or you want me to make the
I
motion?
do. Make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the sewage disposal system upgrade at 25 Old Powerhouse Road with 4 upgrade variances approvals.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Bob Palucci,
Aye.
Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Eric Maxim, aye. Thank you, Darren.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too. Okay, next on the agenda, Mama Deb's Food Truck. Approved new food establishment license. I will let Ed talk on this one. I believe there's no one online to talk about this besides Ed.
Yeah,
Ed, you
so,
there?
yep, Mom and Deb's, they provide kind of a Italian home cooked meal in a truck. They're already working in Middleborough, Plymouth, and like East Bridgewater. And they want to work in Lakeville too. They've sent in all the paperwork. They have all the paperwork. Everything's okay. The only thing we have to do is set up an inspection. I contacted Derek Macedo, and we were trying to arrange the inspection so it would be before this meeting, but we weren't able to do that. So he still has not inspected it. But, you know, I guess if you guys could make your decision, and if it was an approval, we could base it on his positive inspection.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. We've done that before. We've approved stuff subject to the inspections.
Yes, I'm good with that also. Is this a mobile truck, or are they actually going to be like parked in one parking lot in a permanent location? What do you know
No,
there?
it's a mobile truck. You know, what they do is sometimes they do go to parking lots, but they also can go to a neighborhood. So if you have, say, 10 families in a neighborhood who are having trouble like making their dinners because they can't go to restaurants, they will go and they will provide, you know, spaghetti and meatballs and all the meals there, and just provide them as more of like a takeout restaurant.
Nice.
Okay. Now, are they allowed to pull into somebody's parking lot of establishment in town and run this out of that parking lot? Or they would definitely need permission from that owner, correct?
Correct. They do need permission from that owner, and in most cases, they do. Hold on. So that's the truck that they have. You know, it's not a huge truck, but it's, you know, pretty accessible. Can get into most places in most neighborhoods.
Okay. And they are made aware from the Board of Health, they need the owner's permission to do it in somebody's parking lot?
Yeah, they already have permission in most of their places they already work. Like in Middleborough, there's a regular place they go there in a parking lot. And most of the businesses actually like it because you know it provides business for them as well. But yeah, they are aware that they will have to notify the owners of the parking lot before going in.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Chris, any comment?
No, and you know, from the stuff we've seen, it looks like they have a pretty good track record already. So yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with doing what we have in the past with other people when it comes to situations like this.
Okay. And Bob, I believe you said you were okay with it?
Yeah, it sounds like something I might want to try, actually.
Okay. Chris, do you want to make a motion to that, just pending inspection from Derek Macedo?
Sure. I'll make a motion. We approve a food license for Mama Deb's food truck, contingent upon Derek Macedo's inspection, final inspection.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Bob Palucci,
Aye.
Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Derek Maxim, aye. Okay, that's it under new business. We'll go down into old business on the agenda. Discuss recent Board of Health agent pending items. I have nothing on that one. Edward, do you have anything? I know you already discussed the face mask when I lost online there.
Yeah, that was the main thing, was the face mask. Bob also had some comments as well. If you have any current comments, Derek or Chris, feel free.
Chris, do you have any to add to that? I missed that whole section, so.
I was curious. Well, you mean just comments on the mask situation or anything extra?
Well, we can just start with the mask, I guess, seeing that was just brought up first. If you have any other comments on that one.
No, I think Ed covered it pretty good, and you know, it's talked about everywhere. So I mean, I don't think we're telling anything anybody doesn't already know. So it's kind of been beaten to death. I think if you click on the TV, it's everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I caught the very end of Edward talking when I did get on the phone on the meeting. Did you have anything else to bring up, Chris, under old business?
Yeah, I was just curious about the gym situation this week that came up, where we're at with that.
That would go. I refer that back to Edward. Any comment on?
Yeah, so I
complaint?
issued a verbal warning last week to East Coast Fitness about having people go in there inside the building. Both because he was, some of the members were posting on social media, so I went over there, and the day I went over there was a patron showing up about to go in the gym. I gave him the verbal warning. I've gone by there a couple times since then, and it's been good. It's been closed. We've had no issues. I've had no other complaints. Like I said, I'm not monitoring it 24 hours, but the few times I did go by, they were closed. I will continue to monitor it though, because in the past there was we've got a number of complaints there that and I've gone out to and spoken with him several times, and the last time was when I gave him the official warning. So like I said, the first one is a warning, the second one is a $300 fine. But if he violates again, he will get the $300 fine. But so far he's been doing good. So I have not issued any fine.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Hearing to it though.
What?
Let's just say, I don't think they're following it, but
Right. Well,
Yeah,
hopefully,
no,
everything will get back opening up, in the near future is my hope.
You and me both.
Okay, I have nothing else. Edward, would you like anything else, the old business you need to bring up to the board?
No, I think we covered everything.
Can I just
Okay.
throw one thing in?
Yep, go ahead, Bob.
On that Powder House Road, when we made the motion that I seconded, I think, we said 4 variances, but we didn't say what they were, and we didn't refer to a dated plan, which listed. Does anybody have that plan in front of them, just so we can make it part of the record?
I do.
We want to make a new motion on that, Bob, referring to that? Would you like to do that?
I don't know if we need to do that, just as long as we, make sure we just state that which plan it's off of, so everybody knows.
Yeah, so these are the 4 local upgrade requests. Increase in allowable depth over the tanks, the sieve analysis, reduction of 12-inch separation for the inlets and outlets of the tanks, and a waiver for not a second deep hole. I think we covered the reasoning for all those. And the date on this plan is 4/2020.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Okay, next on the agenda, approval of meeting minutes. Review the approved Board of Health meeting minutes from March 4th, 2020 as typed. This one goes back obviously quite a ways, seeing we're now into May. I've read them already. Chris, have you read them? Are you good with them?
yeah.
I don't have them in front of me. Or all 3 of us on this meeting. Does anybody have them meeting minutes in front of them, or are they online? Ed, do you have them?
The meeting minutes? No, I don't have them.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up now.
Okay. I just want to make sure all 3 were present because I don't remember that far back.
Yes,
So
but hold on. I think Bob left during this one. Because the second half of the meeting was 57 Long Point.
okay.
So Bob had left.
Yeah, I was there for everything until then.
But I believe the meeting minutes are all as one, Bob, so you would not vote on this one. Am I correct on that? Seeing you left early?
Yeah, if they're all listed as one thing, then just, as long as she made a motion, as long as she made a note in there that I left at some point, I'll just let you 2 vote on it. Better safe than sorry.
Okay. Are you good with the meeting minutes, Chris?
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve Board of Health meeting minutes dated March 4th, 2020 as typed.
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor, Chris Spratt,
Aye.
Eric Maxim, aye. Bob Palucci,
And I'll abstain.
okay, thank you. Next on the agenda, approval of meeting minutes, review and approve Board of Health meeting minutes from March 18th, 2020 as typed. Again, Chris, can you review that one to see if all three were present or just yourself was?
Bob was not at this one. This was,
Okay.
because this was the first one we did at the police station. First one we did for the Facebook
this-
Live there.
Okay. So this is the one we actually,
I was there. You guys were in the parking lot and I was at my house.
No, this is the first one at the police station. We were inside. This was the final.
the one-
Wait.
we actually
Oh,
approved
not
that.
the Zoom one?
No.
Yeah.
No, we were on camera.
Okay, yep. No, I thought you were talking about the Zoom one that you guys were sitting in your trucks in the parking lot. Okay.
I'd read through that one, Chris. I had no problem with that one. I read all the way through it. I just don't have it in front of me.
Okay, I got it. I'll make a motion to approve Town of Lakeville Board of Health meeting minutes dated March 18th, 2020 as typed.
Second? Any discussion? All those in favor, Bob Palucci
Abstain.
was not present. Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Eric Maxim, aye. Okay. Is there anything else we'd like to discuss in the Board of Health meeting tonight? Bob, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good. Just for everybody to be safe out there. Just be as safe as you can.
Okay, thank you. Chris Pratt, do you have anything else?
Yeah, just a real quick one. Yeah, to piggyback on what Bob said about being safe, we lost another local to this already. I just found out last night that Attorney John Ryder passed away. So just another warning and a reminder, I grew up with his sons, and just to be safe and try and, pay attention to all the guidelines that are out there. I know it's a pain, but it could save lives. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Chris. Edward, do you have any other comment?
No, I don't.
Okay. At this time, we need to enter into the executive session to approve some Board of Health meeting minutes from March 26, 2020. It was a meeting between the Selectmen and Board of Health, an emergency executive session. We will not return to the Board of Health meeting after entering into executive session to approve these meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on that prior to entering into executive session?
No, I don't remember talking about anything that we would need to, but if we're supposed to, I guess we should.
Yeah, I did discuss it, and they said we had to go into executive session to approve them.
Okay.
So does somebody want to make a motion to close the Board of Health meeting?
I will. I'll make a motion to adjourn the regular scheduled Board of Health meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Chris Pratt,
Aye.
Eric Maxim, aye. Bob Palucci?
Aye.
Okay.